you LP for a few hours, you close at like a profit, and then the fees are just like bonus on top. But I also really like doing LPs on like the big coins in the ecosystem, because like that's something that you can do for like a longer period of time. And if you find a pair that's paying like 3 to 5% interest per day, that's like that's incredible relative to like TradFi. And so that's like also a really good investment opportunity.
Dude, that was amazing. That sure. All right, we are just a heads up, we are live, and I thought it would be good to share what you were saying with everyone. I've got everything locked and loaded. Uh, I'm gonna so, but it sounds like you're making the case for uh LPing meme coins, not
Yeah, I mean,
dupe.
it's obviously far more risky,
Yeah.
but if you're disciplined with your entries and your exits, I do think like so I think you have like three main categories of meme coins. You have categories like the first would be like rugs that will go to zero or close to zero within the first 24 hours. You
Yep.
have a middle category that will enter the $1 to $10 million range and then will essentially go to zero. And that will occur over like 1 to 10 days. And then you have the upper echelon that for some reason people decide to spend millions of dollars on, that will become in like the 10 to 100 million. And so I have literally no understanding as to why people will invest tens or hundreds of $1 million in a meme coin. So the last category is something that's like outside of my realm of understanding. But if you specifically look for coins that have like volume indicators, like if a coin is built by like a decent team and has decent socials and is not a scam, and you need to like make sure like anytime you ever invest in a meme coin, you always need to initially do like a rug check, and you probably need to look at the bubble maps to make sure that like this is not going to rug in the next like 30 seconds or so, because that can and sometimes happens. But if you have like determined that the coin is not a rug and it's like showing high volume indicators, like what I want to see is like $100,000 or more in the 5 minute like timestamp. If it's like showing that kind of volume and you can get a good entry, and then you LP that with like usually what I do is like a 25% under range, so I allow for a little bit of like further deep like decline in price while still maintaining my LP position. If you can do that, you're probably going to like have a profitable LP position. But the other thing is like you have to manage it actively. It's not like I'm like hesitant to ever like go to sleep on like one of these positions, because it can decrease like 50 to 75% like over the course of 6 to 8 hours. So it's definitely like a shorter term thing. Um,
Or like actually what happened to me was I was down bad, and then it pumped while I was sleeping, and I could have exited, and but then it dumped again when I woke up, and it was like I missed out on like getting out or something. So,
yeah,
so forget it. So now actually I started doing like Jupe limit order. It's like if I'm like, ah, forget this, it's over. I'm like Jupe limit orders. Hopefully like they will get me out when I need to.
yeah,
Um,
that's a really key thing to be able to take advantage of. Um,
yeah. Uh,
So,
yep.
so Booty Face, have you seen anything out there today that sort of fits the bill for what you think might be a good meme to get into? Because what I'd like to do is maybe my vote is for Jupe. Um, it sounds like your vote. It sounds like you could be swayed either way, but let's say your vote is going to be memes. Look around and see if you can find one that sort of fits the bill that we might be able to find a good entry point.
yeah,
Um,
there's two that I'm watching right now. The first is Landlord. Uh, it's been like pretty prominent over the past few days. It's like close to a 50% retrace right now on the 24-hour chart, and it's showing that it might be at a reversal point. And so that would be like a good one that you might want to LP for 6 to 8 to 12 or maybe more hours. If you feel like it's going to have another run up, that might be something that you'd want to hold for a longer period of time. It doesn't have great volume. So like when I'm looking at it, what I'm seeing is like the first like green check mark for me is that we're at essentially like a 50% retrace. And so like the one of like my big rules of thumbs for meme coin trading is like don't buy tops. Like if it's at the all-time high,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
probably going to go down.
Yes. Please, God.
I know it's so enticing. Like it's like you have this
No.
like big dopamine rush, and it's like, yo, it's everyone's
Yeah.
buying it. I've got to buy it. Like, bro,
Yeah.
don't do it. Don't do it, bro.
By the
Unless
tops.
you want to like christen yourself into like the crypto ecosystem and like be
Yeah.
someone's exit liquidity, like go ahead and do that. But like, probably a good idea if it's at an all-time high. You should probably wait.
Yeah.
um, and so the one thing that is making me not like this entry point is that the volume is low. So right now I'm seeing 22,000 on the 5 minute, and
Would you
so
mind sharing your screen?
Yeah.
Can we take a look?
And
I
yeah.
and
So if
what's the min address too, so I can.
Yeah.
it's just like it's the ticker is landlord. So I have Zoom on my phone and I'm looking at my laptop on a separate screen.
Oh,
If
okay.
someone else could pull it up, that would be the best thing.
Okay,
Uh,
here, let me see if I can pull it up. You can you tell me where to drive.
yeah, I use Deck Screener, but you can use Bird's Eye as well.
Yeah, he's bird eye. Oh yeah, it's
Um,
totally reversing now.
Yeah,
like
It might be good. I mean, it could come down a little bit, but I think could be good.
yeah. So what I like to do is I like to run a Fibonacci retracement from the most recent, like essentially for the whole range. And so there's like 2 points, or I guess there's three price levels that I think are relevant for people to pay attention to. The 50%, um, if if a coin hits the 50% and stays there and you have good volume, then in my experience, there's a good chance that it's going to have another leg up. If it hits the 618, you're almost always going to have a bounce there. But this is where like the tree diagram diverges. So sometimes it'll have hit the 618, it'll have like a little fake pump and then it'll drop. But if it goes to the 786, almost always that's where you're going to see some kind of like buying action. The cases when you wouldn't see buying action is if like one, it's a rug and then everyone's screwed. But number two is if the volume's really low. And so like what we're seeing now on landlord is we've gone past the 618. We're close to the 786. There's like a little price action at like the price we're at right now. So there was a 10 to like 20% like increase. People are buying because like this is like a decent sized coin. It's at a $6.4 million market cap, and there's a lot of eyeballs on it. So people, if like the price dumps enough, people have this idea that hey, it's probably going to go back up. But again, the reason why this might not be a good buy is because we only have like 18 to $20,000 volume on the 5 minute, and so that shows me that just the price action has slowed down. There's not a whole bunch of volatility, and there might be just room for more sellers to not get excited and keep watching the price fall.
so you're looking so I think I've got the right one up here. If you want to take a look at my screen.
Yeah, so
Are you looking all the way you're looking all the way from the top to the nearest bottom, right?
yeah, what I have different on mine. Oh, you need to flip your Fibonacci upside down.
All right.
So start at the bottom and draw it up to the top. And instead of going to the right, go to the left. So what you want to
Okay.
do is you want to see from the essentially the beginning of the run up. So uh, zoom
Oh, I
out a little
see.
bit on your chart. Yeah,
So how far down you want me to go here? Like down to here?
I went further back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so mine is looking at a few days worth of price action.
Maybe like down here.
And so it's important. It's important when using like any kind of like technical analysis stuff like this that like sometimes you can make the chart look like you want it to look in order to like try and entice yourself into trading. And so you need to be mindful of that. I think the second really important rule of thumb when trading any kind of like asset is do your best to eliminate emotions and try to be as disciplined as possible. Um, sometimes you can chase a trade, so to speak. You can be so eager to try and make a trade that you end up buying something that you shouldn't have bought because you want to put your assets to work. You want to chase that profit. But like this is like a chart that looks like essentially ripe for a reversal. You see that at this price point we're at right now, we have like one green candle, the third one from the present, that's showing that people are buying that price range. And then the price dropped back down, showing that like more sellers are active. And then you have another green candle showing once again that people are buying at this price range. And so the question that we're trying to predict right now is, are there going to be more buyers than sellers? And so that's again like it is kind of like a Nostradamus act. We're trying to predict the future, but we're doing our best to use the information that's available to us to more accurately predict what's going to happen. Yeah, so like I don't know how, like the nature of how the LP army works. I think like what might be interesting is to put a percentage into an LP in this, and just watch that and show the community what happens over time. And then we could also do an LP into Jupe Soul, and so we can kind of like compare the two and see what kind of like fee generation occurs, and ultimately see if we can close these in profit. Um,
Yeah, kind of do both. Have the best of both worlds. I like it.
I'm totally down. Just to represent the TA noob here, because I am a TA noob. Um, with the Fibonacci tool here, like what is it that you're like? How are you compared to this chart here? Like, what are the things that you're looking at again? Because I wasn't quite following that. Maybe some other people might want to know too.
So like
Um,
the big thing that I'm looking at is like those three different price levels, the 50%, the 618 and the 786.
uh-huh.
What I have seen based on like my experience is if a coin hits the 50% and it holds there, then there's probably going to be another leg up. And then the 618 and 786 are the two price points where we're looking for a retrace. A lot of the times you'll see, like you can see on this one, essentially right at the 618, there was two attempts to have a reversal. But once again, in this case, the sellers won out. So what that's saying to me is that this coin has, at least for the time being, reached its max. And now what I would be trying to do is essentially scalping a retrace. So I'm not buying this with the expectation of it going to a new all-time high. I'm buying this with the expectation of people are going to essentially FOMO into it because the price has dumped so much. And I want to look for like a 30 to 60% retrace and then exit, ideally after getting some nice LP fees in there as well. But then once it hit my like essentially 50% mark, that's when I'm looking a lot of times for an exit.
Oh, this is great. Thank you. That was awesome.
And then
All right.
just to kind of
Yep.
talk a little bit more about it. So basically what you want to do is you want to set your low and high points, right? So we got the low down here,
Yep.
and like Bootyface was saying, you want to go back a few days, um and then find your low point, and then you want to put your high point at whatever the highest point is, and then yeah, what happens is, these are like these magical Fibonacci levels where, sometimes if you start to see a retracement, then it's gonna keep pumping. The other thing is, like, you can kind of see it sat at this 618 for a while, right? And you can see it kind of hit multiple times, and then it made another dump. But now it's kind of holding at this 786 level as well. So, yeah, it's kind of these tools are kind of, I don't know. I think in a way it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy sort of situation, right? Like I think there's so many people looking at it and so many people making plays on it that it just kind of things tend to happen with these Fibonacci levels. So it's interesting. But yeah, it looks like it's kind of ranging right around that 786 level pretty well.
It has been on the top of the deck screener #1 for days.
Yeah.
I never played it at all, but I've been watching it because it's been #1 for days.
Yeah.
But nobody's really been talking about it in our groups. So
Well, I got 30K locked and loaded. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. We're ready to go. I do like the strategy of diversifying. So we haven't done that yet. We've always been 100% in on LPing on a token. So if you guys want to try, like maybe we can actually. I think one thing might be cool is like uh we maybe we do like 1/3 into something degen like this and see what happens. 1/3 into something relatively more um predictable or like not as degen. And then the other thing is like I don't know if you guys want to do this, but maybe hold back 1/3 and then deploy it depending on the price action, but um of one of these other tokens. But look, I'm just suggesting stuff because it's you guys are this is panel, this is community driven. So
I did, I
that's my
did,
thoughts.
I did put into that Jupiter USDC pool I mentioned because there was not much in it. It is giving me fees too. 10 bit, 0.1% fees.
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones I've been paying over the past day.
Yeah, it had a high percent that it said it was paying, but there's like literally no TVL in it, $677, and probably I got 370 in there right now. But
I'm ready to.
it's already printed $1 a fees since we started this, so
Nice.
it's not too bad for $5 a bin.
No, that's very good.
I tend to be more on the boring side, so I apologize. But I do think coming out of last week, the one of the learnings was um, to just be aware of the size of the pool you're putting into, and that you're concentrating also, and that it you may end up being an outsized portion. So I also love the portfolio strategy, and I think with that other third, maybe in USDT, USDC, or something like that. So you're collecting fees all the way around, and there you can obviously highly concentrate.
So
Daddy Coin's at a good spot too right now, actually, because he just got out of house arrest and he's traveling around promoting it.
wait,
What?
which
Daddy
one?
Coin,
Daddy coin?
Andrew Tate, he got out of house arrest, so now he's traveling around promoting that coin. He was under house arrest for like 3 years. And if you look at it, it's bouncing right around 100 million, and that seems like a pretty good floor.
I'm short that
I've been
guy.
printing fees on that for quite a while, actually. I think we did that coin the first week. I can't remember what the market cap was though. But that Jupiter pool is actually paying pretty good. With your capital, it would pay much better.
All right, tell me what to do. Like I've got I've got 30K.
Why don't
I
you start
actually have
off with
30K
the cheap tool?
USDC, by the way.
Why don't you start off with a Jupe Soul position?
All right, Jupe Soul.
I would
Which
be really
pool?
interested to see what kind of fee generation would occur with the USDC USDT, because that's never something I've really considered, and that's probably like for regular people, like making an earning or making a return on stablecoins would be a great investment opportunity.
Could do a third, one third, one third, one third.
Yeah,
One
that's
third
actually
US.
not a bad idea. We can do uh did you guys want to do Geeklad, do you want to I don't understand the 5 bin step thing as well. Do you want to try that out for folks or just do
I
honestly
was
like for,
I was looking and I don't know. I didn't really see a whole lot of volume on those right now.
yeah.
So yeah, let's do something more traditional.
All right, so the USDC USDT 1 bin step okay for folks?
Yeah.
Um
If you look on Bird's Eye at the trades of Jupiter, it's being traded more in USDC than Sol by the looks of it, or 50-50.
Yeah, I haven't looked to see. Let me
Yeah, I
look
was
at the
just looking
markets.
at it. A lot of USDC trades on Jupiter.
actually how do you check that out?
I just look on Bird's Eye and watch all the trades happening.
Well, if
Just
you look at the markets on Bird Eye, you can actually it
see
looks like
the
the Jupe Soul markets have higher volume.
yeah. I mean it's more volatile.
Click the markets tab there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
The Jupe
well
Soul is
we
doing
can't see
more.
your head is in the way, but
Oh,
Which
but
tab
yeah,
did you just click there? I've never
the big
done that one.
yeah, the big markets are the Jupe Soul markets.
oh, maybe I just do this. I can't link the it out, or I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. Uh, 1 sec. There, I can get rid of my face. There you go. So you can see it. It's a little bit better. Um,
Yeah, we still can't see the pair
you
names.
can't see the pair names?
No, your head is right in the way.
No, I just changed it.
They're like all the pair names are like there you go. Yeah, now we can kind of no, not
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, it's good. We're good. We're good now. We're good now.
I
All
think the
right.
way it's showing up on what you're looking at is different than what we're seeing because yeah, your face is covering up the pair names right now.
Still? Ah,
Yeah.
let me stop sharing. Do it again.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So look at that, second highest volume on Meteora. Hell yeah. The number 2 market.
Yeah.
Orca's got
Uh,
number 1 and 3, but
all right. Why don't we? Okay, so it sounds like why don't we do USDC, USDT, Jupe Soul, and then we'll figure out the meme coin thing afterward because I feel like this is like USDC, USDT is pretty easy. Um, do you guys have thoughts on how you want to deploy? I mean, honestly, for me, the way I think about it is you just concentrate into the active bin, and then and then just that's it. Like literally, you
yeah.
do what this guy is doing right here. Whoever like and then what I feel like the way to do it is just actually because it moves back and forth between these things, it's probably like good to just concentrate across like maybe 2 bins or something, and go from there. But I don't know. I'm curious to.
What's the chart look like?
Uh,
How's it been ranging over the past, I don't know, 6 hours? Ah,
I would answer
I wish
yes,
they would
Ben.
put more decimals on this on the
Yeah,
y-axis.
I would say yes, Ben. Concentrate 2 bins max.
Yeah, yeah, maybe two bins.
Max. All right, so let's just do. Should I just swap, or you guys want to do that trick thing, or I don't know.
Swap,
Swap. Okay.
swap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, all right. So I'll do 5K USDC and 5K USDT. Actually, you're right because the fees are nothing. Like really.
Actually, we should check the percentages, right? But I don't know what the bit is. It balanced?
Um,
Yeah, scroll
how do
up.
you check? Oh, I see. No,
Yeah,
it's
it's not
new,
balanced.
not balanced. But this is hard to tell because what you actually maybe a better indicator is the dynamic pools because this is
Hmm.
partly someone's uh ranges, right?
Right.
So the better one to do is this thing.
I don't know if you guys saw in the chat, but MD Amazing says he just chases one bin because the IL is so small.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should be doing so this is a
yeah.
concentrated stable pool, so you can see I mean this is operating across the full range, so you can see what the market is currently. I guess pretty balanced. Oh.
Yeah.
Uh yeah,
And I
people
mean,
are
even if we get insta swapped, it doesn't matter really.
Yeah,
yeah.
So,
I say go 50-50
Yeah,
in
let's
those two bins.
all right. So I'm swapping and yes, swapping on Meteor. You can also swap using this thing for people um who don't know. Uh this I actually don't because oftentimes this thing the jupe.ag is a little bit ahead of terminal. Terminal gets updated. Terminal is now updated to the current version of jupe.ag, but sometimes it doesn't get it doesn't always get the latest stuff right off the bat. So you know, I don't use it. I mean, you can if you want to. It's not a
I usually use it just for like quick price checks and stuff, but I'll do
yeah.
the swaps on Jupiter.
If you do the swap in the DLMM, that goes directly through the pool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't use Jupe at all. So you guys have to be careful with that because it's not going to offer you best price. Um it'll be I think this looks right by the way guys, right?
Yep.
Okay. So here we go. Um mostly swapping through the pool for the most part. I've only really used it when I need to change the active bin price,
Yeah.
so whenever I need to move this thing to something that's what the real market price is, then I'll swap through the pool. But
Yeah. And usually
uh
just small amounts if you've got your liquidity spread thin to get to the
yeah.
price you want.
Wouldn't that prevent front running if you had large size?
What do you mean prevent front running?
So if you place a big order on Jupe and then everybody sees it there, this is above obviously the amount that I trade, but you hear people complaining about if they place large orders in Jupe, they'll get front run. If you swap directly through that DLMM pool, in my mind, that would avoid it.
No, you could still get front
No,
end. Yeah.
You
you
can
can
still
get
get it.
front run.
Yeah.
What's happening are I don't people shouldn't be if someone is getting front run through Jupe, then the problem would likely is so basically to be front run, someone has to have access to your transaction. They have to be able to see your transaction before it gets executed. So the can't any for anyone just education for anyone. Uh, the people so whoever touches your transaction in the chain has the ability to front run you, right? So it could be the DApp, so it could be Jupe itself. It could be the RPC nodes that push it to the leader, and then it could be the leader. So I mean, Jupe's not going to do it. Our RPC nodes, our services are like Triton and Helios. They wouldn't be doing this either. So then the only one that could potentially do it is the leader. The leader can do everything because it has to see everything. So um uh and like that's like a risk. There are people trying to grab enough stake to be a leader. There is this thing going on where people are trying to create a validator client that has a mempool that they can see these things and then drive enough stake to that leader to then be able to front run or sandwich attack you. But like I don't know, the Solana and the ecosystem is trying to rally, and there's something going on around I don't know, like uh how often someone can be that leader. Like I don't know, they're sort of like, I don't want to call it a war, whatever. I see everything as war, but there is kind of like a war going on in terms of like there's people who want to get access to that MEV profit and drive stake into a valid, into a node that can be a leader enough times to make it worthwhile. And then you can bribe the other validators to run your client if you want to, and then do that. But then I don't know. I feel like I think overall people aren't going to do it because I don't know. A lot of people don't like to be sandwiched, so but we'll see. All right, so we got this one down, and then the second one is Jupe's Soul. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, let's do a Jupe Soul.
So, oh wait,
Did
one more
did
thing
you
about
mean to only put 5K into that?
Oh shoot, sorry, my bad. I meant to put in more than 5K. Oh,
I'm
you
on
know
your
what? I meant
side,
to.
yeah.
You know what's interesting? It didn't do everything.
Oh, I see. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe because it moved.
Disable the autofill so that, oh no, I guess you do want the autofill.
No, I kind of want to do this.
Wait, hold on. What was the numbers? Okay, yeah.
Did it go? I don't think it went. Okay, good. So now we got
There we
it.
go.
Yeah,
Okay, yep.
the strategy, by the way, for anyone doing USDC is to concentrate because you want to capture as much fees as you can, and um, off this because there's USDC and USDT are equivalent, so there's minimal IL, and you want to try to beat this out. If you concentrate enough, you can. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Deposit into here and actually this is doing 12.25%. And this auto compounds. You don't have to manage anything. It's concentrated. What's crazy is like this earns from lending yield and trading fees. So where you can see the trading fees isn't as good as the lending yield on USDT. So this thing can actually earn a lot more. And actually it's earning 12.25% APY today. We show the weekly, we don't show the daily, but because it fluctuates every day. But like, so you would, to beat it, you can beat it here if you concentrate your liquidity. So, all right, let's go to Jupe Soul.
And then bigger picture, we're trying to put some aside so we can either double down later or repair positions or whatever, right? As far as today goes.
Although I guess you can treat the USDT as putting it aside, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I see that as like putting it aside and just capturing yield. So you're
Yeah,
not
that's
just
fair.
sitting around. I mean, unless we want to keep back more. But I was like, well, I don't know. You can tap into that if we need to, into the USDC USDT.
I
All
guess
right.
I was saying like the demonstration today is like
Oh, no, you're
putting
right.
all your money into the market doesn't require slamming it all into a single meme coin all at once.
Correct. All right, let's take the 10K and hold some back actually. So you could do that, yeah. Um everything can be sandwiched. I don't know. I don't know. Radium could be I don't you never know. You have to check you have to check the actually Jupe shouldn't if you're trading on Jupe, just so you know, if you go here, if you do this thing, if you use Jito bundle, you can't be sandwiched. So that should prevent you from being sandwiched. You have to pay extra for the Jito stuff. But once your thing is bundled, like it can't be no one can bundle it again. I mean if you're using Jito bundles. Um all right. Uh Jupe Soul, what do you guys want to do with this?
I like the small bin step, the 4% point, the 4 bips fee pool.
5 bin step?
Yeah, 5 bin step.
Yeah, this one's making a lot.
And you don't even have to be in 69 bins. I mean, it's, pretty relatively tight range, right? Because of the
Bin step?
covariance. You got kind of a decent correlation between the two.
Are we what do you guys want to do here? You want to split it? Actually, I have no Jupe or Soul, so I need to swap, but I need to swap to one, but what do you guys want to yeah, how do you guys want to deploy this? Sure.
So it's been kind of ranging down. Well, so I was sitting on a stack of jupe because I got taken out on the downside. So I've been kind of chasing it down. I think it's kind of close to a bottom right now. I mean, it's
Oh
kind of
yeah, it's coming
rebounded
down.
since that big
Oh
candle.
wow, look at this.
So I don't think you need to go 50-50. I think you could go a bit more jupe than soul and just keep some soul at the bottom to catch it in case it does dip down a little bit more. But I think you can weigh it more on the jupe side. That's my thought anyway. I don't know. What do you guys think?
ASR dumping.
Yeah,
ASR dumping? Oh yeah, probably. Probably. Interesting.
that's fine. We'll buy it.
We'll buy it back. All right, so I've got 10K. So you're saying I should get buy Jupe with
Yeah,
what?
I don't know. What do you think? Like leave maybe 20% at the bottom and then 80% at the top?
If you think that Jupe is going to appreciate, you might want to consider doing one of the bins with a larger range because it'll probably quickly price out of that range. Um, I think it's really important to consider not only the fee generation but also like pricing and stuff because you do want to make sure that you like factor both of those into your decision making.
Yeah, but even that 5 bin step is going to cover a pretty big range because
That will only be a few percentage points.
yeah, that's all we have here, right? Click the percent button down there at the bottom right, Ben. Yeah, see, you're like at a 5% range, so five.
That's a 1 minute candle though.
Hello?
Can you maybe switch to 5 or
Yeah.
15?
So the top is 6. What kind of range can you cover with 69 bins in a? Well, it doesn't matter really because we can go as wide as we want, right? We could open up multiple positions if we want to.
Yeah, I'm down to I'm down to do that.
Yeah.
To show people that feature anyway.
So I guess
Um,
Okay, so how high do we go? I guess hit the percent button again, so now we can look at price. So it looked like it kind of topped out at 0.006.
Can you zoom further out on the time frame? Maybe go to like the 1 hour or the 4 hour chart.
Oh, what is up with this chart? Oh, this
Well,
pool
because
doesn't
it's just
exist.
this market. It's only this market.
Yeah, it's just this market. Maybe the Orca market would be. Wait, what?
Yeah, forget about February. Yeah.
So how
So
far?
that shows like pretty well what's happening. There's a slow downtrend relative to Sol,
Yeah.
but maybe we are close to a bottom here.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, relative to Sol. That's right.
Yep.
Interesting.
I mean, what you could consider is like, say you're bullish on Jupe in the long term, you could actually do a one-sided where you're essentially using this as a way to DCA or dollar cost average into your Jupe position while also doing fee generation. Um, you might like buy a little bit of Jupe now in case there's like a little uptick so that you can keep generating fees. But it would theoretically, it could be a good way to enter into a Jupe position, assuming that it's going to still keep moving down against Sol for a period of time.
Okay. So should we try all right, so I think it seems like let me take this 10K. Got 10K to play with.
Hello, I think it's
Yeah, go for it.
hello, Ben.
Yep.
I think it all depends on how long we are planning to keep the position open. So long term, we're all bullish about Jupe, and then I think the only reason, the two factors I'm considering is that one, the ASR sell-off, and then today BTC rejected 58K. So I think that's the only reason that pushed Jupe backwards. So I think we can just look at um a week. Like I was saying, depends on how long we are trying to keep the position open. If we are going for longer time frame, maybe a couple of days, maybe like 3 days or 1 week, then we can use a wider bin step. And then if we are going for just something that will last for 24 hours or 2 days, then something shorter would work better in that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Good question. So the way that we've been doing it is basically 24 hours. Actually, I think we should do shorter, like 8 hours, to be honest. And then, but if we're down bad, like I just let it ride. That's what I've been doing. I just fuck it, man. I let it ride. Which could be all the way to
No,
zero or nothing. I mean, I don't know. It's mostly gone to zero. So like,
so in that
um,
case, I think we can just do, Sol 60% and then Juke 40%, to be safe, since we are going for shorter time frame.
okay. So Soul 60%, Juke
Yeah,
40%.
yeah.
Any other thoughts on because it sounds like maybe Booty Face, you were saying like maybe smaller Jupe and then DCA
Well,
mostly
if you're trying to do a short term like position like that, maybe
yeah.
doing really tight range and keeping them semi balanced would be good.
No. Okay.
Either way, it will let people see what kind of like feed generation can occur. And if it's like only 8 hours or so, I don't think it's a big deal because even though it's like a slight downtrend, it's kind of flat for the past few days.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and maybe we do see like that last little like dump. Maybe that is the ASR rewards coming in. Maybe
Yeah.
the response to that will be people buying after this. So either way, it's kind of like an experiment, and it's just like an opportunity for people to see things and to learn. So I don't think
Okay.
there's a bad decision.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay. Let me get. All right. So I think those are all really fantastic points. So then let me do, all right, let me do five. So it sounds like everyone is kind of okay with 50-50 maybe. I don't know. Although like Ishak mentioned 60-40. I don't know. Let's do we can do we
We'll
can
do
do
50-50. Yeah.
you want to do
That's fine.
50-50 or 60? I don't
Yeah.
mind either. Okay. 50-50. So I'm gonna go 5K into Sol, 5K into Jupe, tighten it up, and we go. I had Sanjito. All right. So what would be a good range for this, do you think?
Do we want to assume that Jupe is at a bottom right now, or like a short-term bottom because of this recent sell-off?
That's kind of been my guys. That's I'm more weighted right now in my position. I'm more weighted in Jupe than Sol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can. For me, I'll expect like a 5%
Or if,
downside.
yeah, or if you want to do 50-50, you could draw your bottom line close to where that bottom is, and then just put the other
Yeah.
50%. Yeah, and then go equidistant from the current price to that local bottom.
Seems pretty tight, right?
It's
That would be
tight.
really
It's tight,
tight.
but
Yeah, that's
I
pretty tight.
mean, let's see.
It wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
you're gonna print some good fees, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Guys, you look, man, I mean, it's your call. I'm just here to have fun and learn. What do you guys what should we take a poll or is that what I don't know. Actually, this panel,
Can you scroll out a little bit to the 5-minute chart so that we can see a bit more?
yeah.
Yeah, you should do a really tight. You see how there's the little range trading after the big sell-off?
Yeah.
You should do like, I would say go right outside of that and just do like a really tight position. And let's just see how much fee generation we can create before we get priced out.
Okay. All right, let's do it. So, that was like what were the prices here we said? So something like actually okay. I mean, the bottom was maybe point there's a
Yeah.
525
You
and
can
then
you can right click and copy
oh,
price.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here?
Yep.
Oh, sick.
Copy
Oh my
price.
God. Holy shit. Dude, I love it. I'm learning. This is the shit I love to learn. Holy shit. Oh my God, you guys are awesome. All right. Like this, yeah. Wow, this is pretty tight, but all right. Ready? Let's go.
Sprint.
Let's print. Okay, add liquidity. And we're just doing spot, right? Like no.
Yeah. Nothing crazy.
Um,
All right.
okay. We have AK in here, but okay. Um,
Where do you
so
post
just
the results? Where do you post the results of these?
In his garbage can.
the results have been 0 all the way. But actually, normally I'm using my DLM sheet. Oh, we didn't set this up yet, but I make a copy here. 30K. And uh actually what I do, actually the way I can do it here, I mean, I'll update this later, but so I'll just put this in here. So I just do what my starting point was, and then uh so basically profit is like, can I get back to the starting point, which was we started with this, you know, and then I'll have three separate sheets or something that like for each of the different positions, and then try to run it back to this, and then anything above 30,000 would be profit, you know. Um so but, double check solver. Um, anyway, we don't have to. I won't fill it out right now. Let's we've never had to. This is the first time we've diversified. So we got two main positions here. Um, let me keep them open to people can see. So here you can kind of see the fees. This thing will update pretty frequently and be fairly accurate to uh for the so as fees are coming in, this is going to keep updating. All right. So now what's our big degen play?
So there's two coins that I think are relevant. The first one I said was landlord, and I want to make sure everyone knows I have like $400 in an LP position. And so if we all decide to do that, it will definitely pump my bag some. The second one, I just want to make sure, I want to be honest about that. And then the
Yeah, I love it.
which I think might be better because I don't want to use this as a way to profit. I want to be able to profit because I'm making good trades myself. There's another one that I've been watching called Scooby, and it's also looking like it might be a good candidate for like a 6 to 8 hour LP position. And so I'd say y'all should decide which one you want to go with.
So we have, all right, let me create a poll here. So you can also all right, so um we have what was that called again? Launch. What was the first one?
Landlord.
Landlord.
Someone in the chat mentioned Purple Pepe.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
have any thoughts on that? Let me try to grab. Another person mentioned Billy. Is Doobie Doo different than Scooby? Been Scooby for 20 hours. It's been good. And then what else? Who else? Ben was the OG Zero Boy. Yeah. But wait, what is this? The US banning Orca? What's going on? Was there some news I missed? Shit. All right. So I've got Landlord, Scooby, Purple, Pepe, Billy. Anything else I'm missing? Retardio? What? Is that a token? Brofen? Bro friend? Panelists. Like, should I add Retardio and Bro friend? I don't know. To the poll. Everything is a token these days.
I'd just stick with those top three that you had.
All right. Okay. Let us go then. Acquired.
Definitely add retardio.
Oh, ad retardio?
I don't know what it is or what it means, but
Oh, yeah,
definitely
okay.
add it.
Okay, all right. All right, retardio is in. I'm gonna set up. All right, we're launching the poll right now. Okay, poll is live. Landlord Scooby, Purple Pepe, Billy, retardio. Yeah, but obviously love to hear anyone's thoughts on either of these things. I mean, the poll, you know, panelists have the final say. The poll is just the poll. The poll has been wrong, okay, in the past. So, like, I don't even, I just, it's good to know what everyone else thinks, but, uh, so we have, this is Scooby, I think. A lot of Scooby markets.
So with these meme tokens, is it best to always provide liquidity to things that are kind of stable, or are we trying to capture like crazy volume that's going on right
Yeah,
now?
you want as much volume as possible, I think.
So would it be smart or possibly dumb to go with tokens that are currently gaining volume at a crazy rate? Something like I guess Zazu popped up on my screener just now, and I think it's gotten like 1 million FDV in the past, I don't know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So would something like that would something like that be a good candidate for a quick scalp in the DLM?
The way that I have been doing this, with the caveat being that I don't want people to think that I'm an expert,
Uh-huh.
but like I think the key is number one, like doing your best to get a good entry, but then hedging your risks by entering into a project that has a shit ton of volume.
Uh-huh.
So if the price does go down, you're going to offset your losses with your fee generation.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of what I've been doing too. I did one for wormhole tokens launch, and essentially was scalping these liquidity pools with pretty good effect. So I was just wondering if perhaps, well, that there it's easier to do because you know that wormhole isn't going to just rug the project, hopefully anyway. But here with meme coins, I feel like there's an insane amount of risk, but there's also a lot of right. There's a lot of upside if you're willing to
Yeah.
take on that risk. And I don't know where I'm at on my risk aversion to go down that path, but it seems like it could be very lucrative if you know what you're looking for, right? Like if it's a Cabal token, like I guess there it would make sense to go all in, right, on a DLMM if you have that risk appetite, of course.
I, yeah, I don't know if Booty Face or anyone else wants to make a comment. I think my take on this is that, uh, and I'm not the D. I mean, there's way more Degen LPs than me, so like, it seems kind of fun. It seems also like that there are, um, pretty. I mean, look, this is what Bootyface said, but there are pretty established patterns in the beginning for meme coins, and if you know the pattern, then you can take advantage of it, right? Um, you know, and so thus, like, possibly there's some good short term wins, you know, um, that that could be good, you know. So normally my before all this meme coin stuff happened, my sort of again non financial advice recommendation was that it's always easier to LP tokens that you're happy holding, you know, because you get one or the other. So like in general, like just thinking about it for people. But now we're in this world where, like, I don't know, like we're just people love the volatility. Actually, this is not this I've mentioned this in past things, but like this is not this LPing is not really uh pure LP. This is not classic LPing. This is what's going on is some which is really cool. I mean, this is like, I think a really great representation of the power of the DLM is that like people are taking positions, right? They're using the DLM to DCA in or out along with LPing and making fees. So there's some sort of blend of things happening, you know? And so it like here with Scooby, maybe it's coming down and you want to DCA into the position, make fees along the way, and then, you know, ride it up. You know, you can do that with a DLM, you know? So I don't know. I actually, I'm not even sure if this answering your question, but
No,
um,
I think it kind of did. Give me a good sense of where I should go, I guess, in terms of going into these memes or not. But I guess the one thing I wanted to add on top of that, a question for you guys is when you're going for these meme tokens that are either consolidating or going up in volume like crazy, do you do you keep a tighter bin spread on stuff like that, or are you a bit more lax? And the second question to that, on top of that, is do you stick with the spot um, volatility strategy, or do you ever go to the curve or bid ask?
What I have done is usually I'll what I really like to do is to do a bid ask with maybe like 1/4 of my position underneath the current price and sold to protect myself, not necessarily to protect myself, but in case the token ranges down, that means I can keep doing fee generation. But what I'm like, my ideal situation is that we have the retrace that I am expecting or hoping will happen. And then what I'm seeing is number one, the majority of my meme is sold at a higher price point because I've done the bid ask. And then also in the fee generation for me is always a secondary thing. So it's what I'm using to hedge my investment. And then if I get like a double whammy, if the price goes up, then it's icing on the cake. But my hypothesis when going into any of these trades is that the price has retraced to essentially what I'll call known levels or levels which other meme coins have seen reversals at in the past. And so I'm entering with the intention of exiting after like a 50% or 100% increase. And so I'm what I'm wanting to do is maximize the amount of tokens that I sell at a higher price point, while at the same time generating fees while trading is going on to protect against any losses.
That makes sense. I appreciate the insight.
Sometimes I'll also do a spot position, and in that case, I'm kind of shifting my intention a bit, because with the spot you're going to be increasing your fee generation, and so in that case, like if you think that something is going to trade in a range for a period of time, maybe you do a spot position, or if you're really confident or more confident that it's going to stay within your expected range, you might do a curve, which would again maximize your fee generation. But then if the price goes up, you're not going to earn as much on the sale of those tokens.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Thanks again.
And
Yeah,
then
happy to
just
share.
one other perspective for me is my style I've learned is not so well aligned with the Met point program, unfortunately. But I tend to like the longer term plays and try to play the ranges as opposed to sort of using DLMM fees to augment returns from trading and so I tend to stay away from the meme coins a little more than a lot of the folks in the Discord. But just I mean, there's just lots of styles out there, so you need to kind of figure out your own.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. My style, I feel like is a bit unorthodox compared to what you guys are doing because I see you guys are going half and half and all that, but my methodology has always been to turn off the autofill and always go straight into either USDC or whatever token I got, which is typically an airdrop token. Like with the wormhole, for example, um, I went purely 100% wormhole into the DLMM, and I think I collected a couple thousand in fees. And I forget if my spread was tight or not, or I may have just gone with the default stuff, but it seems like you guys are doing a lot more tweaking than I was. So perhaps I was doing it wrong and maybe I really limited the amount of fees I was generating. But in my mind, and my math could have been totally wrong, but I thought that if you were doing a single-sided DLMM, which I thought was a really cool selling point of DLMMs, is that you limit IL overall, compared to if you were going half and half. I feel like there you are um, increasing your risk rather than mitigating it in terms of doing a single-sided and either basically like DCAing out of the token, um, versus still being invested by 50% if you were doing half. So this was definitely an interesting insight, and perhaps I'm going about it wrong, and I need to change my pooling habits.
No,
But
no, I
There's
think that's totally legit.
yeah.
Yeah, but it depends how you think about your impermanent loss in that situation, of course, right? Like, if you only drop wormhole in, then you're essentially selling wormhole, right?
mm,
And so you have to consider if wormhole takes off and goes to a double and goes up out of your range, you could kind of think of your impermanent loss as the opportunity cost of having
mhm,
left your wormhole in whatever denomination. So in other words, you left your wormhole as SOL or USDC by having a one-sided wormhole pool. And if wormhole goes up to $1.50, that's in a way an opportunity cost that you paid. So but I think that's a great strat. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no wrong way. There's no wrong strategy, no wrong way to look at it. You know, and I think it really depends on what the end game is for you, right? What's your objective? And Batman, it's on me. Like your objective was um basically to DCA out and earn fees along the way. And yeah, one-sided is absolutely a great way to do that.
yeah, no, I guess what I was doing was being a fee maxi and potentially a Meteora points maxi. That's essentially what I was prioritizing. I wasn't really looking at the long-term nature of any of the things I do with the DLMM. I'm not a long-term guy in that sense. I like to do quick scalps, and I think I'm in a pool no more than maybe like 3 4 days. Um, just quick in and outs because I don't know. I feel like the market is very kangaroo-ish right now, and it's hard to DCA into any token and hold it for long with so much volatility and unpredictability of the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just say that, I mean, it's great to hear what I don't think there's any universal one way to do things, right?
Hmm.
It's all
Right.
very different, right? And you know, whether you're like degenning, I mean, like you're LPing these meme coins in a very short term way because you don't really want to hold them, or you're maybe you have a token like Jupe that you want to hold for a while, or you want to DCA in, and so you have a different strategy there. And um, yeah, it really depends. You know, do you care more about fees? Do you care more about you're really just kind of trading through the DLMM and getting fees? Um, you know, yeah, and I think although yeah, I think everyone answered your question, but single-sided um doesn't mean you know don't incur that IL like so only if it's going in the direction like um
It's going away from you.
yeah but I mean that's a good way to you know a lot of people are there are different ways to single side too so um a lot of people single side with bid ask I'll do a blended spot and bid ask too you know depending on what the volatility might be you know um yeah so or I guess another question to really ask yourself too is like, how much do you care about the fees versus um, sort of the trading,
The
uh,
price movement, yeah.
the price movement, right? And definitely in meme coins, the price movement might be, you know, way more, so way more important. All right. Anyway, back to the LP Jam. The polls has actually Scooby and Billy were both awarded like took 32%. But I think we should do landlord based on what Bootyface said, because Billy is already pumping. I don't know. This feels like we're not
Oh
at the
yeah.
bottom
Yeah.
kind of thing. And then Scooby is pretty new. Scooby's really new. So
Would you be crazy enough to do two different positions? Because I think that I I would like to do an analysis of Scooby and have the community discuss this in general so that we can like learn. We don't
yeah,
necessarily need to open an LP there, but I think it would be a good opportunity to share ideas and get a discussion going.
I am also down to put money into it. Or in fact, actually, my say doesn't matter. If you guys want to put money into Scooby, fucking let's go. But yeah, how do you want to do the technical analysis? Or maybe Geek Lab, maybe you want to, I don't know. I'm not good at driving this tool, so if you want to share, you want to do the TA of Scooby before we LP into it, and then
We could. Why don't you do it, Ben? That way you can learn it. So
all
so
right,
you,
all
you
right, let's
see
go.
you see the toolbar on the left, the third
Yep,
item down from the
this
top,
this thing.
the right above that one. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's your fib
Oh, yeah, the
retracement.
favorite.
So go
Okay.
ahead, click that.
Uh-huh.
Start
So
all the way at the bottom
Here, and
and
then
then
drag it,
all the way
all the
at
way
the
up
top.
to
all the way to the top.
up
Yep.
here. This is
Yep.
the top, right?
Yep.
Oh,
I got to run, y'all. Thanks, everybody.
All right, Otto. Have a good one.
Sato, have a
Yeah.
good one.
You don't
Thank
get
you.
any of the
Good luck.
winnings. No, just kidding.
Dude, I'm gonna have a party if we even make $1. Like it means I didn't lose all my money.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. So I do wish you luck, though. All right, later.
Yeah.
See ya.
Cheers.
I'd like to walk you all through what I normally do when I'm looking at a coin, and then we can open it up to discussion and we can create a group decision about how to LP this.
Yeah,
Perfect.
love it.
The first thing that I do is I want to look at volume. I don't. Can someone else like help out with this? How can we see the 5 minute and the 1 hour volume here on Bird Eye?
Oh, usually, you know what I was doing? I was clicking on this thing. I don't know why it stopped. Oh, you know what? Maybe Scooby's too new. Have volume. Is it too new? Is it?
Can you
Oh, no,
switch to deck screener?
wait a second. Yeah, I can switch it to text. Oh,
Yeah, if you clicked on the technicals below on Bird Eye, you could see the volume.
the technicals? Where?
Yeah. It's one of the tabs. So you see recent trades, traders,
Oh,
technicals, and then that
uh,
should sorted by volume down below.
oh,
And then you
perfect.
can change it to is that what you wanted Bootyface, or did you want something a bit more like minute by minute or
So what I usually look at, and this is just because it's what I'm more experienced with, but I want to look at the 5 minute and the 1 hour volume. Because again, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a pair that has high volume so I can get good fee generation. And then the second thing I'm looking at is the price action so I can try and get ideally a profitable entry where the price will go up after I buy it.
Okay. I mean, it seems like the resolution goes down to 12 hours in the technicals. So,
Oh yeah. I mean, you should see it on the chart. You should see the little volume bars below, but it's probably not as good as Dex or Dex Screener.
let's check out deck screening.
Yeah.
So, oh, you know what? Sorry, let me get the actual.
That's another pro tip.
Yeah,
Making sure you have the
there's like
right
a
fee.
million of them.
Okay, so this is probably the one to do, right? And then how do you look at?
So on the right hand side, right under the price and liquidity, you have the 5 minute, 1 hour, 6 hour, 24 hour. You click on
Yep.
minute.
Oh, this is 5 minute.
Yep. So that shows your 5 minute volume. You're at
Okay.
20K. And then if you click 1 hour, that'll show your 1 hour volume. So for me, like the ideal scenario is like 50 to 100,000 on the 5 minute and like a million plus on the 1 hour. So
Mhm.
I would say that this is like a lukewarm coin in terms of its volume. Then can you go ahead and on your top bar, can you hit the 5 minute that we're looking at the 5 minute bars?
Yep.
And let's go ahead and scroll out and redo the fib sequence.
All the way to the beginning.
Yep, from the start. So right now what we're seeing is like it hit that 50% and we're range trading here. And so the next thing that I would do is I'd go to rug check. Do you know rug check XYZ?
Yep.
So this is like really important if you're doing any meme trading, because if you're trading memes enough, you're going to encounter rugs. And so this should be like an imperative action no matter what you're doing. So here you can see the risk analysis. Honestly, someone probably knows more about this than me, but I just look to make sure it says good. And then I also want to look at the top holders. So I want to make sure there's not any wallets with like a bunch of coins, because what that can mean is that there's some insiders or the dev that holds a really big wallet that theoretically, or in a lot of cases, could dump on you.
This looks pretty good.
I would agree. Yeah, the holders look good. The next thing that I would do is I go to bubble maps.
Bubble, is that a site?
Yeah,
Which one I don't know.
Bubblemaps.io or app.bubblemaps.io.
Yeah, we should actually, Ben, we should add links to bubble maps on Meteora.
Okay.
You'll put your CA in there. And
Whoa.
so this shows the holder distribution in a visual chart.
Wow.
And
Holy
so,
shit.
yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, so like if you've got a rug, right, you'll see when you look at the bubble map, everything will be you'll have clusters that are all connected to each other, right? Because they're just transferring all, and they've got bots that are trading and stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
so these are transfers then.
Yeah, they're transfers.
So these two are related. These two are related. Oh, okay, interesting. And then and the size of the bubble is the relative percentage they own,
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
and the cluster is how much the cluster owns. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Dude, this is amazing. I'm so pumped. This is so fucking cool. Holy shit. Oh, but this number one thing. Wait, is this radium? No, wait, no, that's not radium. 2.7. No, that's something. Oh, that's this thing. Oh, I see.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
it's
select
it's
the
so
wallet
fucking
up
cool.
there.
Wow, holy shit. Dude, I love it. I'm learning something new. This is amazing. All right, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, let's go.
before you enter into any meme, like no matter what, you want to make sure you check those two things to make sure that you're not going to enter into a rug. And so like we've made sure that the token's doesn't have anything messed up in the smart contract by looking at rug check. Sometimes they can have it where you like can't sell it after you buy it, or the owner can mint more tokens. And so we validated that. And then we've looked at the distribution. We want to make sure that there's like a healthy distribution where a lot of individual people own the token versus like a group of clusters, or like one or two wallets that have like really, really big holdings. Can you go ahead and go back to deck screener?
Yep. TLDR, this looks good to you too, right? Like this looks...
Yeah. And so again, I'm not an expert, but this looks like a healthy distribution, because the big like red flags are clusters where you have like, it'll show on bubble maps, but you'll have like a bunch of wallets that are connected. That's like when one person is distributing their tokens across multiple wallets so that they can kind of like try and hide that they own a bunch. Or you'll see the same with transfers, where like one wallet will transfer tokens to a bunch of other wallets. And so this is now kind of when we're entering into the realm of technical analysis. So we see, if you look at the recent price action, twice the price dumped to the green bar, which is the 50%, and you had two little like uptrends from there. The reason that I'd be hesitant to enter here is because the first uptrend was, if you look on your left bar, there's a ruler icon.
Yep.
You can click on that, and if you go from the bottom up to the top, it'll show you the amount price increase.
Bottom. Oh, sorry. Then like to the top here.
No, just for those, like in the last like hour or so, you'll see that there was.
Where do I start the ruler? Like here?
From the green, no, from the green line, even more to
Mhm.
your right.
From this green line.
And over to the right to the more recent pricing.
Like,
Yeah,
what do
so
you mean?
right there, yeah. Go from there
Yeah.
to that little like micro top that it had.
Like this thing here?
Exactly, yeah. So there's like a 30% increase. The price went back down to the green line, and then there was an even smaller increase. So what that's saying is that no, the first thing it says is people want to buy at that 50% level. We know that for certain because people did buy there. But
Mhm.
again, we see that there's more sellers, so the price went back down to the 50%. And then the second uptrend was smaller. And so that shows us that there is decreasing momentum in the uptrend. And so because it's on a downtrend right now, I think the rule of thumb is that like you have to assume that the current trend will continue. And so we saw two attempts to break out of that 50% level, the second attempt being weaker than the first. And so we should assume then that it's going to keep going down. Um, Obviously, it might not do that because price does what the price wants, but you're on a downtrend. The second reversal was less strong than the first. And so that kind of like leads us to believe that in most cases, the price will probably keep going down, but probably it'll go up now because I said that.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah. But so I guess like if I was going to trade this, what I would do is I would assume that the price is going to go down. And so what I might do is like I wouldn't do, well, maybe you do like a one-sided with Sol going down to maybe between the 618 and the 786. And so what you're essentially assuming there is that the price is probably going to go down. It's probably going to go to these. I don't know how Fibonacci works, but he was a genius, so a lot of people believe in him. And a lot of times those price action or those price levels have relevance. But like you could open a one-sided pair where your bottom is like somewhere in between those two ranges, and then what you're essentially saying is that like as the price decreases, I want to number one earn trading fees, and you might actually do a bid ask so that the larger percentage of your Solana is in that bottom range where you think the price will eventually bottom at. And then what you'd want to do is when the price does bottom, you'd want to close that position and either open a spot one-sided so that you sell it off as it's going up, or if you're even more bullish on the token appreciating in value, you could do another bid ask, but again, one-sided, but in the opposite direction. So you bought the majority of your tokens at the bottom of the range, and then you sell the majority of them at the top of this range.
Got it. That's really cool. I'm down to do that if you guys want to do that. What does everyone else think? I mean, any other thoughts on different strategies or, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I I love everything Bootyface said. I think maybe a bid ask, and then let's play it safe. Well, as safe as you can with with meme coins, right?
I just like the idea. What I liked about what you said, Scooby, was that like
Booty. His new
oh
name
sorry,
is Scooby now.
booty. Sorry, I'm gonna. I was out last night, so I'm not in top shape form today. Okay, so just to be real about shit, I'm so sorry, man. But yeah, uh, anyway, but what I liked about what he mentioned was that no, I like trying LP strategies where the price action is going down, just to open up people's like minds about the possibilities of how you can apply different strategies in different situations. And so I'm down to try it. Like um if you guys want to try this approach.
Let's try it.
All right. Okay. So let's go to Scooby.
But before you go to Meteora, on your deck
Yep.
screener chart, On the
Mhm.
top bar next to price and market cap, you see USD/SOL.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Go to Sol.
Click on SOL so that you can see the chart relative to the Solana price. And you'll need to redraw your fib sequence.
Sorry, I went scroll back.
It's two above the marker you just pressed.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
That one, yep.
The red goes up top, or this one goes. The gray goes.
Yeah, the gray goes to the top. And so now as a group, we need to decide using our ability of precognition where we think the price is going to bottom. So I think usually what we see is between the 618 and 786. And so, but we should just as a group decide.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like a very reasonable. It might not even do that because it's kind of slowing down a little bit, but or stay. But I like it. Let's try it out.
Where
Alright,
you
I
have
need
the
And
cursor,
you did have a bottom out right at almost right at that 786, right?
yeah.
So
If you look at the past price action, there's good so-called support at that level where you had it, right above the 786.
yep.
All right, let me get Soul first. So I'm gonna push in with the rest of it, and get some more Soul. 72. Okay, so we got 72 Soul to play with. Um, so you're saying one-sided DCA down to the 786 down to the 786 level, which is around, I don't know, point. Yeah,
You want to go all the way
40.
down there, or just above that? Yeah, like maybe
I'll
around.
go a
can
little
go a
bit
little.
above it,
Yeah,
maybe
like
like,
around there.
yeah. And then so
Here?
what you might do is you might take a little bit of your bag and trade it into Scooby now. And so
Okay.
essentially I'll do like 10%, 10 or 15%. And so what that's doing is like, in case the price just goes up from here, then you have that. But the majority of it is on the downside. So that's where you're essentially like, that's what you're predicting it to go to. But
All right, so 10%. So 7. Wait, one sec.
Little upside hedge.
So we take 7. So almost 1,000 swaps for Scooby. I have really tight slippage. Oh, 0.63. That's not so bad for it. Do what I do. Oh my God. Dude, I'm very paranoid about slippage. So my slippage is super tight, man. I see if you just do it a number of times, it eventually hits, right? So then I just go back to it. I always reset it back to 0.04 because sometimes I've forgotten that I changed it and then I go back to trade something and I'm like, oh
Yeah,
man.
I've done that before. Yep.
So I'm just paranoid I'm just so paranoid. No one's getting my money. Anyway. All right, so um Soul Scooby pools here. Oh, what is a good pool we should do?
you should create a pool with the amount of liquidity you're adding. And also it will show everyone else how to create one.
All right, so we're gonna do Scooby. We want to do Soul.
Yeah. And then just
Okay.
use market. So I like to do 1%. Sometimes I see 5%, and I've never experimented with going above 1%. But
I don't think you should do 1% either. Just so you know, these fees are the minimum fees.
yeah,
So
yeah,
when the volatility is high, it can go to 5%. It doesn't mean that
Yeah,
it doesn't.
yeah.
the dynamic fees will kick in with it. So
Yeah. So like it's just whether and the smaller the bin step, the more the dynamic fees will kick in. And so like, or the faster it kicks in. So you should just, you don't have to do 5%, I mean, you can, I'm not saying like you can, but you'll capture more volume with them. All right. What's a good bid step?
So I like to do 250 to 400 because that allows
Wow.
you.
That's
Yeah, because
crazy.
otherwise, if you do the 80, you won't be able to get to that range that that we're aiming for it to be in.
You
Well, you could
can,
do it
but
over multiple positions.
you can do it over
Yeah,
multiple
you're right.
positions. I really don't recommend people do these. This is like won't really capture as much. But see, the thing is, what's interesting is like you care less about the fees and more about the price action. So whereas
Correct.
if you have a lower bin step, you could still have the same range, but you'll get more fees.
Can you? So I don't know how to do this. Can you show us how to create a multi-range position where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
open like?
Yeah,
really easy.
absolutely.
All right, let me do
I say
one.
go small, Ben. I say let's do 80.
You want to
Let's
do
do
80?
Yeah,
All
yeah, let's
right.
do 80. I mean, it'll be a bunch of positions, but
It's gonna be a lot of positions.
yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Let's do 100. Let's do 100. I want to make it. Oh, it already exists.
Uh,
Um. All right, fine. We'll do it. Cool. All right. So what did you guys? Oh, this we have a
go back
thing
to
with
the
new rules.
chart.
Uh, chart. This is the Scooby. Or sorry, this is the Scooby Soul. No. So, you guys thought having something around one, point, like, this 1567 maybe. So like one-sided sold DCA to point to, I don't know, point one six
0.16. Yeah, probably around there.
16.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then what about the Scooby side? Is that
All the way to the current price.
all the way? All right, let me do the one-sided first. Let me do the one-sided first. So if you want to do one-sided, and then I think we said 72. I'm just put 72. 72 soul, and then you said this is 1 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then actually let me do changes. Oh shit, sorry.
Yeah, you lose the handlebars after you change the
Yeah.
price.
Well, it just depends. I don't need to put the upside.
Right, right.
So basically what you would just do is just 1 6, right? So you just hit tab here and then boom, like this is it. Oh, actually like, and then you can do this.
Right.
And
I always
then
thought there was a maximum number of bins you could have. I didn't know you could do this.
Yeah.
no, it's maximum bids per position. But see here, it says sold will create 2 positions.
Oh, very cool.
So this UI will let you, it's good. There is a max number of bins per position, but see, this thing is now going to create 2 positions,
Wonderful.
to do what this thing should do. Oh shit, but sometimes it doesn't always work.
And can you explain why fee generation is increased at the
Okay.
smaller bin level?
Yeah,
You
so
want to give it a shot,
basically,
Giga?
yeah, so what happens is you think about it like as like a resolution, right? So like you have more fine resolution, right? You have the capability, you've got smaller steps, right? So if you got smaller steps, then you can have more activity, more up and down within a smaller number of steps. If you go really wide, like say you go 500 bin step, right? So
Sure.
that means trades are only going to happen if the price moves 5%, right? So
Oh,
it's a big wide range, so you're not going to get a lot of volume unless it's really moving. But if you go to 100 bin step, now you have 5 different spots where you can have trades happening in between there, right? And then if you go down to 80 bin step, it's even fewer steps. So you can have more price action going up and down because what happens is at the wide bin steps, the only time a trade is going to happen is when the price is moved far enough for it to be a profitable, for it to be the best price, right? So that's why, like, I don't know if I explained it very well, but basically that's kind of the gist of it.
Oh, makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I'm glad I know it now.
Yeah, it's yeah, because you'll have with more resolution you'll have more competitive quoting, right? So, I mean honestly when you have high fees and high bin step, like your quoting is like there'll be other pools that have better quotes than you more of the time, and so they'll win the juke volume.
Yeah.
Um and or any volume more than you will, but the tighter your quotes, the more fine grain your quotes are, then
Yeah.
the more you have a chance to win. Uh,
It's almost like if you're in a higher bin step, you're kind of on hold and you're waiting to get the best price. You won't get the best price until the price moves beyond what
yeah, yeah,
what your price is plus whatever the fee is for that pool. So, even if you're within, like if you're in a 500 bin step, even if you're within 5%, you still have a fee on top of that. So really it has to move 10% before you get the best price and before you start getting any volume too.
and then you'll get volume for that period of time, but then it'll at some
Yeah,
point someone else will have a better price, right?
exactly.
So you um yeah so
So did you just retry enough times to where it finally went through?
yeah, I just had to do it again. So you can see now here the two positions. It auto calculates the amount of liquidity and everything, and the distribution here. Um, so uh, yeah. The only thing here now is just to make sure. Depends on how quick this pool gets picked up for trading. So this will be interesting to see. This is a new deck, a new pool with a new liquidity position. Um,
You should
so
add the Scooby that you bought as another position for the upside.
yep. Let's do that. So, all right, what should we do for this one?
Also a bid ask, but one-sided. And then I'd probably go the full range that you have available on just like a regular one. That's what I normally do.
Yeah. All right, let me I normally I'll do all right. What I would do actually, I'll just show this to other people because I like to show new things. So this we can do a blended spot and bid ask. So sometimes I'll do like maybe a little
Stack them. Yeah.
yeah, let's do this. So you can see so people can see. This would be and then basically take the rest and you can stack bid ask this way.
That's so cool.
Yeah, you can do some interesting shapes.
So you can kind of like decide, how much like fees versus, price action like you care about, and then, you know, and then that way like um so if you think there's more fees or not, then you can put a little bit more spot, but still have like, a curve here. So we're pushing here. Wow, yeah, okay. So
Didn't take
Yeah,
too
if you
long
look
to
at
get
the chart,
order routed to you.
what
if you look at the chart of Scooby, it's literally doing the exact opposite of what I predicted.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, whatever, right? That's what we're doing. That's the learning.
yep.
Yeah, your
Um,
dynamic fee was 1.33, I think I saw. 1.69. Nice.
Yeah, and look at the fee that's being generated on the position that you have. It's
Yeah.
nearly 200%.
yeah. Um, we have most of it all the way down here, but like whatever. It's fine.
Sorry,
This is a good.
you're ready to catch that knife.
No, no, it's okay. Actually, honestly, this is great because again, I'm not losing all my money. It's like- it will go down as time passes. That's correct. Probably, yeah. So I may lose all my money. I don't know. Actually, I can't because we have stuff in USDC, USDT. We have stuff in
Yeah.
we have stuff in Jupe Soul, so that's moving.
This is arguably a good representation of like a healthy investment strategy where you have like some in stable and some in like large scale tokens and then a percentage in high risk memes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Diversification, baby.
Although actually, so the thing that we didn't do here, we deployed everything, but normally what I would say is like I would. It's not okay. This is just sharing my thoughts, but normally what I would do is I would if I had I would hold back. So on this stuff, I would hold back some Scooby, hold back some Soul into the wallet. So if things end up going outside the range, I have stuff to deploy. Like I can deploy things and have some optionality to do other things. Um, but we didn't do that here, but I think that's okay. You could also take from the other positions probably, but well, anyway, no, I mean actually, in case this goes fully out of range and you have no Scooby and you have to like rebalance or buy, like if you held back some, you could deploy that too.
Yeah,
But
and it acts like a hedge too. If you know,
yeah.
if it just like really moons, you've at least got a little bit of a bag. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, normally like if I use it, I've used it again, I'm not financial advice, I'm not an expert here, but I've used it because with the reserves, um like I can I can I can trade to offset like some IL, if the price were to move really out of whack from wherever I'm at. Um but you know,
I would
anyway,
say
that
if your position prices out on the top side for a meme coin, then you have succeeded. And while like obviously it's nice to keep generating fees, you were able to essentially dive into the furnace of meme coin trading and exit with a profit. And so that should be considered a win 10 times out of 10.
100%.
that is I'm 1,000% behind that. Like, I mean, given we've all burned my money so far. Like if I can make $1 this week, if I can get back any of that money, I'm really like so happy. I'll be like, this is so fucking great. Like it's
Yeah,
10 out of
I would
10.
say if you end up out of range on this, close it all out, chalk it
10
up,
out of 10.
chalk up a W.
10 out of 10. Yeah, it's like this is great. We'll have a party. We'll throw a party. Um, so um should we keep any like boot face? Do you think we should make any adjustments here? Given the action, or just wait it out. What do you normally do? Do you just wait for things?
Yeah, so based on my experience, you're most likely, in most cases, you're better off waiting for the market to show you what it is doing rather than
Mhm.
trying to predict the market. So,
Right.
like, you can, if you're good, you can make profitable trades by anticipating price action. But for
Mhm.
those who are more intermediate and more beginner, you're far better off waiting for price action to show you what's happening and making smaller profits on your successful trades. So we entered into this trade with the hypothesis that the price was going to continue on a downtrend. If you're looking at the chart now, we can see that we were wrong. Well, at least in the short term, we were wrong with that hypothesis. But this one new uptrend does not signify a reversal. It doesn't. What we need to see to confirm a reversal would be a new higher bottom. So eventually, this uptrend will cease and people will start selling. And so, if you were wanting to like redo your position, what you could do is wait to see where the next bottom comes in. And if the next bottom comes in at a higher price point than the previous bottom, then that would signify a downtrend reversal. And you could then change your hypothesis to that of the price is going to go up from here. And so what you might do then is take some of that SOL that you have from your original trade, buy some more Scooby with the hypothesis that it's going to go up, you would probably want to keep some Solana as a hedge in case the price goes down. But maybe you take like half of your position and add it into Scooby again with maybe a one-sided bid ask or that hybrid one that you just showed, with the idea that number one, I'm going to generate fees in this range, and number two, ideally, I'm going to close my trade in profit after the price appreciates over time. But yeah, let's just watch the price and see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. I think we shouldn't like right now watching the price go up, even though it is like it feels reactive to try to double down into Scooby, or not double down, but put more into Scooby to see it, come up more.
One thing that would certainly be wrong from a trading perspective would be buying more right now, because right now we're at a top. The emotions are there. It's like the price is going up, price goes up, I want to buy more. But no, like the correct thing is to allow the price action to play out. And if we get a higher low, then you have reasonable evidence to believe that the reversal has occurred and now we're back on an uptrend. But also, this could be what's called like a fake out, where people saw that there was like a little hesitancy here. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Scooby's going to a new all-time high, let's all buy now. And then the people who have bought previously, they're like, yeah, look at these suckers. They just gave me all this extra money and they're going to go back to selling. So it shouldn't take more than 5 or 10 minutes to see a new bottom. And so we either have a higher low or we have a lower low, or I guess technically you could have a low at the same level. But either way, we're going to see what the market is doing.
And we're going to be printing fees the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we're printing fees the whole time. Dude, it's great. This is everything you're saying. I love, man. And you can see kind of there's some selling starting to happen, and the price is starting to maybe push down. I don't know, but look at this thing. Yeah.
Some SOL. Now you're gonna get some Scooby.
Yep. And then our USDT, USDC is still, this 2 bin thing is working out pretty well. It's just oscillating between these two things. So that's earning us a little bit. Honestly, the way that I think about this is more like just reserve capital that's earning some yield, and if you want to use it at some point. And then Jupe Soul is doing a little bit. I think Jupe Soul is doing a little bit better here.
You still in range there?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
This is great. Yeah, we were half and half here. So actually this is a good play. This is playing out pretty well.
Yeah,
I think.
I've been playing Jupe Soul for the past day. It's been really good. Actually, I started Friday when they made the announcement about the ASRs, when they had the numbers. I mean, I knew it was going to be 25% anyway, but I figured with the announcement, people were going to start swapping.
How did you know it was going to be 25%?
Well, because ever since the LFG page landed, ever since they launched, they said there was 50 million Jupe that was going to be released. And if you looked at how much Jupe was locked up for the vote, it was like 200 million, I think. So it was, 250 million to 250. It was going to be, roughly 1 to 4, 1 to 5.
Fair enough.
I thought where was it? I thought it was there.
Is there a claim page? Where's the claim page?
Yeah, it was somewhere. They've changed the page a little bit, so.
Where's the claim thing? Oh, anyway.
Oh, I guess they don't have it linked, but you can go to /rewards, I think.
No, that's not it.
Shoot, where was it? Hold on. Oh no, it's vote. It's vote.jupe.ag /
vote.
rewards.
That's it.
Yeah. /rewards. There it is. But yeah, it was on one of the pages. It said, that there was 50 million jupe that was going to be released, but it says it here. Um, but the amount that was locked up. Actually, if you go back up to jupe, just go up to the main domain, the vote.jupe.ag. Maybe it was here. Yeah. So here it says 50 million. And if you looked at what, yeah, there's more locked up now. But the lockup before I think was roughly 200 million. So I figured, all right, well, 50 million on 250, it's gonna, you're gonna have roughly 50% or 25% payout. So, and I
And
think
that
the
you're
same,
just counting the jupe. You didn't
yeah, and I
count
was
the
just
other
counting
stuff.
the jupe. I mean, the other stuff was kind of icing on the cake. It was actually much smaller in comparison.
2 million, 7.5 million Zeus, 7.5 billion when.
I think the biggest bag was, I think it was the Wen and then Zeus right behind that. Actually, I did really good yesterday LPing Zeus when I claimed it. So I did a one-sided I put it in one-sided and it printed good, man. It had pretty good volume yesterday.
Zeus?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. This is actually, yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, this is
yesterday,
relatively stable too. So,
yeah. Yeah, it had pretty good volume yesterday after the claim and so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna sell it. I'll LP out of it. So I basically DCA'd out.
oh really? Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Oh,
And
that's a really cool move. Yeah, like claim your airdrop or your fees and then just LP and DCA out. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's a really good move. Um, that's very cool. That's very cool. So Scooby is coming down
As predicted. Well, not
as
before going
predicted.
up, but still it's coming down.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't see that. That would have been a bad thing, right? Like what you mentioned, booty face
Aping
was like
aping
buying
into it.
aping at
Yeah.
the top and then it's coming down and then
Yeah.
this right. The holders were selling.
Yeah, I
Um,
think one thing that I have learned over time, which I still struggle sometimes to pay attention to, is that if the price goes up by a significant amount over a period of time, there's always going to be a sell-off, no matter what. Like
yeah.
sometimes, like you get like a God candle, but 99 times out of 100, there's going to be a sell-off, and that's what you need to really wait for when you're trying to enter a position.
That's pretty great.
I think, you know, I think the ability to take inaction is almost as important as the ability to take action, right? I mean, I think knowing when not to do anything is very important. And I think Booty Face does that very well.
I'm
You
really
get
grateful to have this opportunity because there's like it helps me a lot to share these things with others because it'll solidify them in my own trading.
For sure. No, we appreciate you sharing with us. This is great, man.
yeah. Uh oh right, 50 million was added and staked. So actually people couldn't have
Yeah, they
gone
can't
out of
dump it right away. It's a 30-day unlock. Is
yeah,
that right? Yeah.
yeah. So why did who was selling them?
I don't know who's selling. I'm buying.
Maybe they're selling in anticipation. They're like, oh, because
Maybe,
there's more. But that's
maybe.
interesting.
I
Um,
well,
If you leave it just there, if you leave it just there, does it just, I know it's staked.
yeah.
Do you ever have to claim it?
Yes, you have to claim it.
yeah, you have to
You have
claim
to
it.
claim it.
You do have to claim it.
You
Okay.
Yep.
you have to yeah, you have to go in and you have to sorry. You have to like you have to connect your wallet here and then you have to click the unstake thing and then wait 30 days. So
No, but yeah, but to claim the rewards, you do have to You do have to go to that rewards that
Oh, you
slash
have to go to
rewards
the
page and
correct,
claim it.
correct.
And I
So
think there's
first you have to
30
claim, yeah.
days to claim it.
Yeah.
I think it's 30 days.
Yeah. Oh, maybe people were selling, maybe people had Jupe liquid, and since the 50 mil added to their staking, they just sold the liquid part or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Um uh
I think a lot of people are gonna just well, I mean, me personally, I'm just gonna leave it staked and use it for to vote.
yeah, I mean that just you're just compounding, right? So
Yep.
just
Yep.
uh so
You
I
should
think a
put
lot of
the
voters will do the same thing.
you should put the Jupiter address on bubble maps and see if there's anything sus.
oh interesting. All right, let's go. Let's go. What is the
Yeah,
I find
you'll see all the hot wallets and cold wallets and there's these huge bubbles.
there
And
is
then,
nothing sus,
and then
man.
you'll
There's
see the
nothing
connections.
sus.
Dev
There's nothing
selling,
sus.
dev selling. No, I'm just joking.
There's no devs. It's everything's in multi-sigs, man. Just because everyone's having fun.
There they are.
To core team 3. Ooh. Unique cold wallet. Team cold wallet. Team hot wallet. Oh
I
wow.
wonder what I
Captures
wonder
the
what the bubble
Binance
map on
too?
on Sol looks like.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah,
Oh, this is so cool.
there's
Wow.
Bybit, Kraken.
It's got all the freaking things. That's amazing. Shit. Wow. Makes a lot of sense. All right. You want to do Soul?
Yeah, I wonder if you'll see like a bunch of validators in there or
Not Soul. What is
what the
what
hell?
is Soul's Soul's why is there so many hold on, let me get the
That's weird.
actually how does it work?
Yeah, I don't know how it does
Oh
it
no,
for.
no,
Oh,
because
base.
it's
Is it? Oh
native.
no. That's
It's native Soul. How do you
I guess you could do Rap Soul, but that's not the same thing.
yeah, I don't know how would you do that?
Yeah.
I mean I guess that would be
What's under listed tokens? If you is that a drop down? Oh, here we go. Oh, I guess it doesn't show Solana there. That's kind of weird. I
I
guess it
mean
doesn't.
I don't know how would you do how would you I guess maybe they
I guess they don't do the
don't
base.
track it. They don't
Yeah.
track the base asset.
I guess you could look at Wrapped Soul, but it wouldn't be. I don't think it'd be as interesting as if you
No,
could do
Rapsol is not.
a
Yeah,
bubble
Rapsol.
map of Soul.
Yeah. That's interesting. What is dog with hat? Now I'm so curious. Now you got me all curious. Whoa.
Binance is number one.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of volume is there.
Yeah.
Fortunately, can't see it.
Bring it back home, people. Bring it back home. Put it back on Solana where it belongs.
Well, that's so. Let me put back on. Oh,
I don't think we've hit a new bottom yet.
yeah. I'm curious. Any takes on like LPing the Sol pair versus the USDC pair or the USDT pair even? I feel like last week we got that one of the learnings was that we assumed that like the Sol pair is more correlated, so we'll get hit less on the impermanent loss and volatility. And then what happened with that meme coin was that we actually got wrecked on Bake. It was actually anti-correlated. And then, like Sol pumped and that token just totally dumped. And so I'm wondering, and actually if we had done USDC instead of Sol. USDC ended up being less volatile than Sol. So I was wondering if anyone had any opinions on should we continue doing these Sol pairs for, I mean, we're already in it, but like,
You know, I wonder, is there any way? So like, is there any way of seeing
right.
swaps that are taking place between USDC, where like within Jupiter, people are swapping USDC for this, and it just happens to be hitting radium on one of the legs, but the full swap is from USDC to Scooby. Is there any way of seeing that anywhere?
Yeah, it would have to be on Dune though.
Yeah, we'd have to
So you could check it on Dune. Darlect has a good point. Um, all memes mostly pair with Sol.
Yeah,
All the bots, a lot of the bots, because we work with a lot of the trading bots, have direct integrations using the Sol pair,
yeah,
especially for sniping.
yeah.
So there's more. What
But
that means
that
is like Sol pair will have more volume on day one for sure.
right, but it could be that the majority of the swaps are actually, I don't know. I don't know this to be true or not, but it's possible that the sole meme pair pool is just one leg on the majority of swaps that are happening from USDC to the meme coin. But I don't know. It could be everyone's still doing straight up swapping Sol to meme coin. But it could, there's people that are also doing USDC to meme coin. Now, is Jupiter will route them now as a leg, right? So if people want to do a USDC swap to the meme coin, Jupiter will now do that, even if a direct route doesn't exist. Or is that not true?
Oh, Jupiter always did that, but I have to double check. I'm not sure on the I
On the
think that
T0?
on T0, I'm not sure if it's doing multi-hop stuff.
Right,
No,
yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I have to check.
yeah.
I
I
have to
don't
check.
think T0 was originally when T0 started, I don't think it was doing multi-hops, but I think now with Metropolis, is it Metropolis? I think
Yeah,
with Metropolis, I think now it may be doing multi-hop. So,
I'm not up on it. I have to
yeah.
check.
Okay.
Uh, it depends on actually.
Actually, you know what? Just go into Jupiter
No,
right
no,
now and
no.
try, and
Yeah,
do a
yeah, yeah. That's right.
USDC swap to Scooby and see what happens. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
This is
yeah. It's doing multi-hop. So
yeah, yeah.
so it's possible that that stuff
Yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
people are doing swaps of USDC to the meme
Yep.
coin.
Yeah, they could.
And
They could. They could.
so
They could. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, this makes sense. I think what happens. Yeah. Yeah.
and I
So what's
guess I
going on
guess
with this
I
is
guess
that
if they did want to do a soul swap, it could end up routing through your USDC pool anyway. So, right,
yeah, it does.
Jupiter would
That's
route
it.
it through anyway. So,
So it's doing Phoenix has the best price for Sol USDC, and then
yeah,
it splits between Radium and Meteora to get you to Scubu.
yeah,
Um, oh, this is pretty cool. So this one will actually do this is how cool Jupiter is, right?
yeah. I love it. It's fucking awesome.
It'll go through 10% through whiff, then do the whiff to Sol, uh, um, and then no, wait, that was whiff to USDC, and then USDC to Sol on Orca, then yeah, Scooby. Like that stuff is it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
It could be
Um,
interesting to try to do a USDC pair next time, just to see what happens. Yeah, I mean Jupiter will route it to you anyway, so
you won't get anyone with that doesn't do that's doing the Sol thing. That's the thing. So
yeah,
there's some trade-offs like you might lose out on some potential volume, but to be honest, maybe it's okay. I feel like I feel like someone will arb it anyway. Someone will
Right,
come in
yeah,
and arb.
exactly. You'll get arbed one way or the other. Whether it's Jupiter or an arb
Yeah,
bot, you
you'll
will
get
get some
arb.
volume. Yeah.
I mean, actually, I think most people, a lot of the Meteora things might be are like, um, because we need to launch more meme coins, to get more direct stuff. But
Yeah.
there are people who are just arbing and trading, um, which is fine too. Um,
What do you think, Booty Face? Looks like we might have a new higher low.
oh, this is a good thing to take a look at.
Yeah.
So what should we do here?
I don't think you
So
do anything.
yeah, there's two things that you want to look at. So first is you have a higher low, which signifies a trend reversal. But then also, if you look at the volume at the all-time high was like seemingly twice as much as we're seeing now. So what I think is probably going to happen is we'll see another top, not an all-time high, but we'll probably see like another top, and then it'll probably go down. Could be wrong, but like if I was to trade this, I might buy some now with the expectation of exiting somewhere between the 4.0 and the 4.5 mark. But I definitely wouldn't hold Scooby for a long time right now
Right.
because it's probably on a reversal. But sometimes like it could go to the 10 million mark. I'm not saying that's the unlikely scenario. The likely scenario is it probably goes up again and then continues on its downtrend. But yeah.
Okay. Um, so
How your fees look?
the fees look, I don't know.
You
I
didn't
mean,
hit
we could claim these fees and add them. That's what people said normally to do. But I
I have to
mean,
get going in a second. But one thing that's relevant, if you decide to keep your down, like your soul tail on the bottom,
yeah,
you should like if you were going to like make this trade as a regular person, you'd want to make sure that you manage the position, and after Scooby has a bottom, you close that trade and then you reopen it in the inverted direction. So once again with the bid ask, but with the price tailing upwards so that all of that Scooby that you just bought as the price was decreasing is
yeah,
now being sold at the opposite
yep,
amount.
agreed.
Because otherwise you'll just like buy it as it's going down and then sell it at the same prices as it goes back up, and
You
you'll
just
be
make,
break even.
yep,
yeah,
plus fees.
plus fees.
Yeah,
Uh,
the fees will be nice, but
You could also go spot on the way back up
sure, sure.
instead of bid ask, or stack them, right? Do a spot base and then stack a bid ask on top of it. I'm a
all
fan of
right,
that strategy too, Ben.
okay,
I like to do like half of it in spot, and then maybe I might even do like another like 3/4 in spot and then 1/4 on a bid ask.
hmm, okay. All right, let's do this because I feel like the way we do this is that we can end it for everyone because I know it's running long for folks. But I'll manage it continuing and I'll give everyone updates. But I think what we should do, Booty, I think your call's pretty good. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take maybe what we do is maybe we take like 15% out of here and then buy spot um Scooby, and then I'll bid ask it up to bid ask it what would you say bid ask it all the way up to like
I would not buy any right now.
oh, not buy any right now. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause look, we like it had a little yeah.
What's going on here? Oh shit. Oh shit, what's going on?
The head's called a
All right,
fake
let's
out.
not do anything. Fucking let's not do anything. Let's not do anything. All right. Yeah. What we could do is just like not do anything and I'll just let it run.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
just
what
make
I
sure
would
when it gets
do,
to that bottom that you flip it, right?
yeah, that's
What the
like the main thing that you want to do. You can set an alert to let you know when the price goes past a certain level, or you
uh-huh.
can just keep an eye on it. And then when it gets to like close to our bottom, ideally
Yeah.
what you want to see is that low and then a new higher low. That's kind of like a signal for a price reversal. So in an ideal world, it goes like exactly to the bottom of our trading range.
Mhm.
We see like a reversal and then there's a new higher low. You would
Okay.
close out your position and swap it for like a bid ask or a spot or some kind of hybrid. And then you would just ideally the price goes up maybe like a 50% or 100% from there. And then like usually what I do, like I don't trade meme coins for holding them on a long-term basis.
Yeah.
I solely try and snipe reversals like that. So if you get like a 20 or 30% increase in your total capital, I'd be like,
Uh-huh.
shit, yeah, we're going to close it. We got the fees on top. And then you just close and go back to Sol is what I do, or go back to USDC, given that's what you're measuring your success off of.
Okay. Let me okay. All right. So where should I, it sounds like, okay, where should I, what notification, where should I set the price notification at?
On the right-hand side, you can
Huh?
see a button for alerts. And then I might go for like the 0.00025.
And then and so when this goes
Below.
20 and below goes under.
You need to change the on the alert me when. Right now your price is in USDC and we've been watching the price in Sol.
Oh, cool. So then, sorry. And then goes under.
Yeah.
And then,
That'll just
and
signify when it's like closer to our desired range, and then I would keep an eye on it and see if you can kind of ideally you're trying to find that bottom.
right.
No one can ever always get the bottom, but you're trying to find a point when it seems like the coin is bottomed, you close it and switch the range so that you're selling as the price goes back up.
Great. I love it. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do for Scooby. I'm gonna wait for a hit to bottom, then we'll close it. We'll rearrange it with a bid ask. Actually, we don't have to close anything. We could just withdraw, and then I'll just redistribute it with a bid ask from where the current price is, and I think might be okay. Even spot actually would make some money too. So
You just got to make sure you split it over two positions.
yeah. Okay.
That's the tricky part.
All right. Cool. I can do that. And I'll set up the sheets too. I'll set up these sheets so people can follow along. I need to set it up so that it also oh, we went out of range here. Oh wow. Okay. We went out of range on this one.
I got a form so we can collect so Ben, you collected email, Twitter handle, Discord handle, and Solana wallet address, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you
All
have a form to share?
Yeah, I'm gonna share it right now in the chat.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Yeah. Everyone who wants to get in on the P&L, fill out this form. I'll keep this chat up for a little bit so everyone has a chance to click on it.
And then make sure you guys let me know if that form works.
Oh yeah, actually, like, someone try the form out, make sure it works, and then we'll if we're up, I will distribute some pizza money and for people. I don't know. Maybe we'll hit it big. Who knows? Who the hell knows? I don't know. But this was fun. This was a good strategy. Really appreciate you coming on, Bootyface. I learned a lot. That was really cool. Hopefully other people learned a lot. I've been learning a lot actually this whole time. So bubble maps, your bid ask strategies, the reversal, the patterns, I think is really cool. And then also like how to actually Fibonacci. I hadn't been using the Fibonacci tools, so that's cool.
Next time I will join and I'll add a different username because I've been cringing this whole time having people call me booty face. But I'm delighted that it occurred.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm down. I'll use whatever handle you want to put in, man. That's how I go. Unless it's obscene.
Make sure you fill out the form, booty face.
Yeah, I
Oh
will.
yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Let me fill out. And don't forget to put your Zoom handle because I'm gonna take I'm taking a screenshot of the panelists too, um and whatnot. But bear in mind we haven't won yet, okay? But I'm feeling good. I feel like a turnaround is happening.
Today is the day.
That's right.
When you switch it out, the Scooby position, I would
Yeah.
say you should aim for like a 50 to 75% price increase. So
Okay.
you can use your ruler thing on Deck Screener and just look at like a 50 to 75% increase and set your range up from there. And then once the price tops
Oh,
out,
really?
again, yeah,
Like
because
Yeah,
this?
but remember, you're gonna be at a lower price.
Oh, okay.
Because you're gonna, more than likely you're gonna be, hopefully down close to the bottom of your range, right? So like from down
Oh,
there,
so
yeah,
we were down. Okay, so 50. Okay, so then rearrange at a 50 to 70%. Oh, I see it. I see it now. Okay, at
yeah,
70%, we're back to the red line.
exactly.
Uh,
Yep.
yeah,
okay, okay, okay. And then do a bid ask in that price range is what you're
Yep.
saying.
yeah. In most cases, like what you'll see here is there'll be some kind of retrace. What I've seen is
Yeah.
like usually like a 50 to 100% increase, and then it keeps going back down. And so you want to make sure that after the price goes up, you actually close the trade in profit, and instead of riding the price all the way back down to where you entered.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. Wow, amazing. This is
High level meme coin liquidity farming.
It's a
yeah.
master's class.
This is definitely
Yeah.
a master's class. I'm learning more. This is great.
Speaking of class, I know somebody in the chat was asking about the next boot camp. We're gonna try to do one. I don't know, either next weekend or the weekend after. So we are planning on doing one in July. And I know we actually had some discussion about sort of an alternative path to the LP Army or the LP, what was it? The LP Army, what is it? LP Army Private, right? The
Oh,
LP Army Private
yep.
rule outside of the boot camps. I don't know that we've finalized anything, but it's something that we've been discussing. So
Yeah, just let people take the test and then,
yeah,
join, I think.
yeah.
Um,
Hey,
but
hey Ben, I wanted to ask.
yep.
Yeah, I realized that there is a special role on the Discord, like that LP Army. How can I get it? What do I have to do?
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Like, so the main way right now is boot camp. If you go to boot camp and you take the test, the test is basically you have to LP and make money, LPing. So if you LP the DLM and you make money within a certain uh time range, and it has to be a volatile pool, like can't be stables.
Oh
Then
yeah, okay.
then you'll get it. We are also giving it to outstanding contributors in the Discord. So there's a lot of people helping others, sharing advice, answer questions, all sorts of stuff, and so those people who've been amazing, just really amazing contributors, also get the LP Army role. And then I think the last thing we're doing was just like maybe we'll allow people to just take the test, the boot camp graduate test when like regular like every Sunday or some other period. So you don't have to go through boot camp. You can just, because some people know what they're doing already, so they just want the role. So
Okay,
um
so actually I've entered quite a lot of DLMM positions and I've made fees. I've been entering with roughly around $200. And I think cumulatively I've made like $300 across 3 wallets. So am I good to go?
Yeah, I think we need to figure it out. I think the idea is yes, you should be good to go. What we would want to do is we'll run it through Alex's tool. So you would provide us with like your transaction and then we'll
Okay.
run it through Alex's tool, and then make sure that you're profitable, and then we can give you the role. So I think we should just go ahead and do it, Ben. Maybe we make the executive decision that that will allow people to do that. We'll have to create a form so that you guys can supply the information that we need, and then supply that form to you guys. But yeah, I think that we're going to start doing that going forward, rather than requiring people to sit through the boot camp. Because to Ben's point, a lot of people have already been doing this for a while and already kind of know what they're doing anyway. So
Okay, so how do I get the link to go through the bootcamp?
are you in the Discord?
Yeah, I'm in the Discord.
Okay. I'll need to create the form, or maybe we'll have Orion create the form, and then he'll collect everything and then post it. So just be patient with us. Give us like a couple of days to get things set up, and look for it in the LP Army channel. I think, or there's a boot camp channel, I think. Yeah, in the boot camp channel. So if you don't see anything in the next, I don't know, maybe like by Wednesday, if you don't see anything, just tag me in the boot camp. So I'm GeekLad, and say, hey GeekLad, where's the form I need to fill out to get the LP Army private role?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Okay, cool.
All right, guys. I think we should call it. I think everyone had a chance to click on the link. So thank you everyone for joining this week. And I'll let you know in maybe 6 hours or so. I think I'll call it at 6 hours from now, at 8, whether we're in profit or not, and if there's any money to give to anyone. So again, I'll be happy with $1 profit. So all right, guys. Thank you all.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys. Yep.
Yeah, have a good one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.